Okay, it's an academic institution. You see, let's stop deceiving ourselves about these classifications. The point is, let us deal with the problem. There is a systemic problem. Prison congestion, and then you have high-risk prisoners in these prisons. How do these attackers know where these high-risk prisoners are located?
Because even using the information that we just got from Bernard in there, it's a medium security prison. Who are the inmates?
Who are the inmates that were freed? Who are the inmates?
Of sufficient value to suspected cattle-headed militiamen.
You have over 3,000.
So and why
you have over 3,000 inmates that have escaped from Nigerian prisons in the past 5 years.
And so why
3,000 on the loose?
They are yet to update us on the number that have been rearrested with the Kogi prisons. But the Oyo too. They are here to do the same. But at least the Bini, you can even see, look, we have a problem at hand. And the fact is that this government is not even seeing it as a problem.
Okay, one moment.
You see, you will take all these things holistically.
I don't want to waste Mr. George's credit. I'm coming back to you. So please don't apologize. Good morning, Mr. George.
Uncle Yori, thank you for not wanting to waste my credit.
We do what we can.
I think your guess. Uncle Yori, what is happening is a fallout of the terrorism insecurity in our land. We have been talking about this subject for a long time now. Unfortunately, I do not see any improvement. The government blame. If you do all the infrastructural development and there is insecurity, who is going to enjoy those facilities?
Absolutely.
The human beings that will enjoy the facilities that are not safe, it doesn't make any sense. The government must take the blame because it handled the insecurity situation in Nigeria in the way it should. Look at banditry, look at criminals. We are gradually, retrogressing to a phase stage, if you look at it deeply, Uncle Yori, where the judicial system will be does wrong, you keep him in detention, the criminal can go there to release him and kill other people in addition.
Yeah.
Where's the place of the government in that place? What is the guarantee that when you do wrong, that you will be punished? In a society where there is no punishment for doing wrong, it's a state. Somebody has to turn this into the ears of our president. This is getting too much.
Yes.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. George, for calling in. Indeed, it is becoming too much. This is 2021 here. And see how aspects of our country typifying this kind of an incident. It's looking like the wild, wild west,
yes,
where you can just decide that we're going to go free our bodies in there.
Uncle Yori, let me tell you today, there is no aspect of this nation you talk about and you feel happy about. Nothing interesting about this thing.
Well,
you see, I am not saying that. I am not saying that this.
It's not all
I'm not saying that. No, wait, Uncle Yori.
Yes,
I'm not saying this happened within 6 years. It has been. Look, it has been a cascading decline in our system, and that is why today all the parameters that makes a failed state are there with us. Again,
but
go to the prison.
I hear you, sir.
Go to the prison.
You made a very powerful statement. You said there is nothing. There is indeed much to be happy about. Maybe it's a question of is the glass half full or half empty?
You can feel it.
I'm not saying
there's
a lot of rubbish going on.
Yes.
There's a lot of rubbish.
I wouldn't know the aspect you want to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about the aspect of the fact that you were buying, you were filling a 12.5 cylinder gas for 4,000, and now you are filling it for close to 8,000 or 9,000. If you're happy about it, no problem about that. But
we're not the only one. In South Africa, they just increased the price of fuel to 500 naira a liter.
But compare the standard of
500 naira a liter in South Africa. Yesterday, it's not a matter of about 3 months ago.
If you are sick and you have cause to go to visit any hospital a general hospital in South Africa, instantly you are feeling that you are well. But if you are sick,
I have someone else on the line. Who? Are they in the UK? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Yori. How are you today?
Good morning, Chief Ade. You're welcome, sir. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Let me bring you to one observation I observe in Nigeria. If you observe, anytime after 5 p.m., Anywhere you go to in Nigeria, security are relaxing. Then when it comes to weekend, they are worse, including airport.
Wait now, you are in the UK now? Mr. Ade?
Am I not in Nigeria? I come to Nigeria.
You are in Nigeria, but you are in the UK. Where did you get the eyewitness account that you're telling us?
Let me tell you now, I'm the one calling you. I'm sending my money. I'm starting to call you. Listen. What I'm saying is that go to anywhere on Sunday or Saturday. You will see the security there are relaxing. They are not, unless
okay. I hear you, sir. And you're saying all of that from the UK.
It comes from.
So that is, you must take it. It's our salvation. I'm serious. So let us be, God will save us.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Ade. We value your calls, but when you're making those kind of eyewitness accounts, and here you are in the UK, and you didn't say to us that somebody you rely on here, somebody you trust, is feeding you this information.
Maybe it's observations when he's around, maybe.
Mr. Ade has been in the UK for so long. He stays in the UK. He's been he's been calling me. But that is not to disparage anything that you said. I just was surprised that Ade in the UK is telling us about the weekend. You know,
we are not taking,
as you said, he said, am I not in Nigeria?
Yes, so very concerned about Nigeria.
Okay. Seriously speaking, there is no concerted effort between the governors and between the state government and the federal government on this area of prisons reform. Sincerely speaking, if we have to take it, not every offense you must go to, they must take it to court and they must say, okay, let's remind you in prison custody. I know I have a I have a case.
Sir, that is one aspect you're talking about. But we're talking about attacking jails. Can that be responsible? What you're talking about, can that be responsible for the attacks on jails?
These are some of the problem. In the first place, again, if we decongest our jail, yes. And again, we must start again what we call prisons reform. What we have presently, those walls you have, those walls cannot hold mad cow. Not to talk of wanting to hold criminals.
But I don't want us to miss one point, sir. Both you gentlemen are explaining how a lot of people that don't even need to be in those correctional facilities and jails are there. Yes. That's on the one hand. But I don't know that those kind of people awaiting trial. Somebody said more than half of the people in there, 56%. Those are not the kind of people that suspected cattle header militiamen are going to be springing. So there's that aspect to this. There's that aspect to this.
Let's deal with one point here, and which is very clear. We must fortify prisons where we keep high risk suspects,
even if they are medium security facilities.
We must fortify our prison facilities. Then the same way government has put a lot of money into rail, like one caller said, we should also put a lot of money into security, including correctional centers. Then again, we need to expedite action at the courts.
Maybe
cases should be speedily dispensed.
Maybe the correctional facilities are getting the short end of the stick here, because
they pack all kinds of people into those places.
Because as you're saying, they're improving security, they are spending money on security and all of this. But ultimately, if you have to go there, somebody is going to come and spring you after after you've gone through the court.
I think what I probably want to leave here with is that first, let me appeal to Lagos state governments. Let them set up a visitation panel to visit Ikoyi and Kirikiri, and then lobby the federal government that look, they will provide them another land. There is land between Imota and Odelemo that is going towards Shagamu, passing through Imota, very vast land. That land today, if you are lucky to pass through that place alive, without being kidnapped.
So the point you're making is that there are
these
facilities need to be in remote areas.
Exactly. They should remove Ikoyi prison. They should remove Ikoyi prison. Now, when you remove Ikoyi prison and this thing now, what you now have to do in that place now, what it has cost you to remove this thing, sell that place, because that is an highbrow area. Sell that place to highbrow this thing, and they will build that place, and you will recoup your money.
Adain just was telling us that the Jos prison that was attacked It is not in the center of town, so to speak.
No, it's not necessarily.
It's not necessarily.
But what we're talking about, build modern prisons
well
fortified.
Can we afford to do so?
I just gave a solution now. I said now, if they're going to sell the land in Ikoyi, where Ikoyi prisons is now, if they're going to sell that land, they are talking about billions of naira, because it's a large expanse of land. Billions of naira. The billions of naira you will spend on that land, and again, what you will now recoup again in terms of area of land use charge again annually will be enough again to cushion some of those things. The state, Lagos State, can do that for federal government because they are always doing things for the government. They should relocate that Ikoyi prison. They should relocate Kirikiri and now set that place aside for residentials.
Now that we're talking about relocation of prisons, I'm reminded that the Broad Street prison, it used to be a functional prison.
But it's now a theater.
It's now a social,
of course, yes. I've been there, and I was wondering why.
Exactly.
We are relaxing inside the prison.
Yeah. If you wanted to take an excursion to the place, there's all sorts of things to see there.
Oh, yes,
even the hanging room or whatever they call it, it's all in there.
Place.
At least they took that out of the system. I don't know. So they must have relocated that prison somewhere else.
So we can relocate all these prisons away. And then now build modern prison facilities.
But as you know, gentlemen,
and then again, the federal government must compel.
Wait, we're saying these things, but the priority,
security is a priority.
It is.
It's top priority. Decongest the prisons, then the hardest prisoners, governors, if the governors don't want to sign death warrants, then let's abolish death penalty and go for life imprisonment, which other countries of the world are doing.
As you are saying these things, I still feel a need to bring us back to the fact that whereas I hear everything you're saying, the people that allegedly attacked this prison, I think they're still trying to work it out. We don't know particularly why, but they are thought to be cattle-header, militiamen. There's a terrorism aspect to this whole thing.
In the first place, as far as I'm concerned,
do you think
as far as I'm concerned, it is too hasty to tag them because what have you done within the short time to come up with such a conclusion, with such a premise?
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, criminals have attacked the prisons. They should go after these criminals.
Yes. Okay.
And of course, they should go after these criminals. And look, in all, please, can you tell me one single one that they have brought them to book? Which one? Is it the Owerri? Is it the Kogi one? Is it the Oyo one? Is it the Oyo one?
Benin.
Now, is it the Benin one? Can even,
in less than a year.
We can even accept that of the Benin. Let us do you know why we accept that of the Benin? The Benin happened at a time that our security system is a bit collapsed. That is during the EDSA was a bit collapsed. That was during the EDSA.
Another one happened. So recently.
Okay. Okay.
Less than a year.
Except for that. But as far as I'm concerned,
attempted jailbreak.
But as you have pointed out, it's not just prisons, even police formations, police stations. They,
all these things is holistic. If you go to most of these divisional police stations, Uncle Yori, you will feel sad for those policemen. That is why sometimes when I see policemen, my first thing is not to say they are corrupt, they are this, they are that. I sympathize with them because today, I'll tell you quickly, at home, one of my sons was supposed to go to Nigerian Police Academy. My wife stood her ground and said, God forbid that our son will not go. It became an issue and he brought the boy over and the boy said, I'm not going again. Honestly, because nobody even wants.
On a lighter note, that's the power of a woman.
So
that's the power of a woman. She said, "My son, it's over my dead body." So that idea died.
Why? Because if the police stations are well built, if there are places where you can be proud of, if the police uniform is what you can be proud of, everybody will want his child to be the police. I want my child to be. I want my child to wear uniform.
I know.
But the fact is that. Are they wearing that uniform? Are they wearing it gorgeously? Are they wearing it with pride?
Some of them are.
Very few.
Yeah. Some of them are.
We should prioritize security.
Indeed.
Security should not be
but we are.
an addition.
According to the government, we are.
And prisons have been broken.
According to the government, we are.
If there was adequate intelligence, those guys that this attackers took away would have been moved away.
I think this whole prison story, I think it's one of those that sort of slipped through the cracks when government was looking at the whole security architecture
as
that
far
it has to deal with.
As far as I'm concerned, this government is overwhelmed. It's just like say you are busy doing nothing. That's the simple truth. This government is overwhelmed. There are no budgets. And again, if we look at the budget, if we look at the wastages in Nigerian budget, what we spend on recurrent expenditure alone in this country, haba.
Well, buying plates, holding parties.
Is it even buying plates? What is the allocation of National Assembly? What is the allocation of National Assembly compared to the other district?
Whereas I hear smart when he says what he says, I would just hope that this government is not overwhelmed, because it is we, the people, we, the citizens, that will suffer from that overwhelm.
The government, all the government needs to do is just let it reorder its priorities. Let us reorder. Concerning security management, so that people shouldn't be in prison. You can move them away, then reform the judicial system. Then there are certain...
But there are people that we need, that the judicial... we're not different. There are people that, after all the due process, need to be in correctional facilities.
Yes.
Now we go and put them there, and then some people will come and say, screw all of that.
Let me quickly say something. Somebody was in prison, was awaiting trial for 4 years on a case that if they have convicted him, he will spend just 3 months.
Yeah.
There are many like that.
Prisons are overpopulated. But
I tell you, when this guy came out,
you guys don't seem to see my point of view. That I hear what you're saying, but this is a different kind of attack. This is not ordinary people. I think these are terrorists. Thank you. They are springing criminals and terrorists.
Yeah, but government must stay ahead of these people. You see, so
government needs to be ahead of the curve.
Just like in every crime, government must be ahead of the
them. It's not just about bombing.
Do you know why?
Bombing because terrorists.
It is only there that you can apprehend. It is only there that you can prevent. When you are always looking at, okay, it has happened, we want to go after them. Why is EFCC going to boss people in the hotel? It's because they want to reduce the aspect of whereby these guys will unleash this thing.
Okay.
So and you see them going constantly. You see them doing good job, even though they are doing it. They are saying we have a wrong approach, but they are doing something very good.
Well, we're going to have to leave it here and hope that will be addressed by the Ministry of the Interior very, very shortly, so that we know that this kind of a thing, at least it's not going to happen again, and it shouldn't be easy.
He have said that. He said that in Ibadan.
Well,
he said that in Oyo. So it has again,
and it continues to happen.
And it continues to happen.
Well,
and the man, you don't forget, the man told you that, look, the interior where you are putting me, I don't know anything about it, but I will learn.
Okay,
you cannot use 4 years to learn, for goodness sake.
Smart. Thank you very much.
No, is it not 2 years?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's a very serious affair. We just hope that we can sort of clean up our act, and because this apprehension it's mind-boggling. Okay, so that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. In the meantime, remember, COVID is out there. There's a new variant now. Do all that you need to do to keep yourself safe. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing, with a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.